Yeah, the hogs are taking off because everyone and their mother is running hogs right now. What this can do is this can run tier 2s, right? This hog can run tier 2s, and you're every once in a while you're gonna lose, or at least if you're like me, you're gonna lose a hog. And there are very blingy hog fits that run them quite easily. But what I like about this fit is that it's only 50 million, right? And I guess the success rate is probably around I don't know, probably 90% on tier 2s. I haven't actually on solo. I haven't lost one. I've only been running these for about 2 weeks consistently, and I haven't lost one. But I'm sure I'm going to eventually, because I've had some very, very close calls. But at 50 million, it doesn't really matter. For tier 2 solo, so if you look at something like the Abyssal Tracker, or the Abyss Tracker, sorry, I keep calling it the Abyss Tracker, the Abyssal Tracker, you can see that if you're running tier 2 solo in a frigate, you can expect to get about 15 million in loot. So if you run about 3 or 4 of these an hour, you can just pay for the ship in an hour, and then after that you're just making money, and you're learning something while you're at it, right? Let me say a few quick things about this fit. This fit is based on Torvald's hawk. I don't know if he was the one that came up with it, but he has a fit out there, and that's very similar to this. I tweaked it here and there. Basically, you know, light missile launcher, of course. This is for speed, right? Max velocity increase. This is for damage. These two are for extra damage, because your bottleneck is actually not going to be your tank, but your DPS, because your goal is to not get hit at all, right? You have a little bit of cap module so that you don't run out of cap from all the neuters. And then you have the Afterburner. I'll talk about that in a second. And the compact shield booster, which is which if you have full skills, if you have full fitting skills, you can, in this fit, you can update that to a tier 2 booster. My Oz character doesn't. He's quite new from this year, so he's not there yet. But then, you know, another cap battery, and so if we look at this, this damage is 223, and if we put the boosters on, it's going to be something like 230, and that's quite good for solo. Can I share the fit? I will definitely share the fit after this in chat, or actually on the Discord probably, because I can't really get it on here. If you look for Torvald and Hawks on Eve Workbench, you will find them. This is a very typical Hawk fit. And so what I do, so if I go, I can probably simulate this. Let's see here. No, I don't have this one saved. But what I do is I run them with a Synth blue pill, because the reason I run a Synth blue pill is because Synth blue pill gives you 3% to your shield booster, and it basically costs nothing, right? So fantastic, right? And then I also run Pyrolancea because that extra damage really helps. But I run Pyrolancea 1 because I don't want to spend a lot of money. And so the question as to no EM rigs, I don't have room, right? The DPS is much more important, and as I said, our goal is not to get hit at all. So the EM, the EM, I'm just going to deal with it, right? That means anything with sparking in the name dies first, okay? Or right after the Webbers, because Webbers and sparking are our big enemy for these right here. Yeah, I do have some very cheap implants in here. So if you look at my my implants right here, you know, to get me quicker or AB boost, quicker guided missile, light missile, rapid launch. These are all very cheap, except for this one that's 3 million. But overall, these all probably run to 6 or 7 million total. So they're very cheap. So overall, you can probably think about 60 million on this fit. yeah, so that's that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna solo tier 2 in this, which is gonna be a lot of fun. And one more thing. So some people, there's 2 camps in the Abyss, right? One camp says, oh, I'm gonna bling the shit out of my ships and I'm never gonna die, right? And then the other camp is, I'm gonna try to find the cheapest fit that I can run a tier with. And the good thing about the latter is that it's much more forgiving because you don't care as much when you lose a ship, and it's also much more entertaining and what I think much more fun. Right? It's a tad less lucrative unless you take it you do it crazy like Loput and his Nemesis and 2 Hawks. But you know, it's also a lot of fun. If you want to make a lot of money with this, you triple box this exact fit and you can run tier 4s, maybe even tier 5s, right? But right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna run tier 2 and we're gonna see what happens. As I said, I typically don't run them with this character because this character is not maxed on skills. But this character is from this year, so at least it's not crazy out there in skills, and I want to make sure that it can run these as well. Okay, so what we're gonna do is first of all, I'm gonna open this cargo hold. That's right. I'm gonna grab that booster. So we're gonna have tier 2 missiles right here. We're gonna have the repair paste, and we're gonna have Pyrolancea and the blue pill. And what I'm also going to do is I need some agitated filaments, which I just left in Jita, I think. Okay, perfect. Let's see if we can buy some here in perimeter. We can. Okay, we're gonna buy 6 of these. They're even cheaper than Jita. Hell yeah. Okay. Okay. So, and then I'm going to actually grab these. Okay, and off we go. I will definitely link the fit. Oh, in Corp? Yeah, sure. You give me a second. We're gonna fly over to Neobanen just because it's quieter. Let's we can export this to file. No, not to file. We can copy to clipboard, and then you want this in Corp chat. Here it's in Corp chat. There we go. Oh, sorry. I can just drag it over, right? Should be able to. Oh, I copied the whole thing. Sorry. I can drag this, right? There we go. No worries. I linked it now. Okay, we're gonna warp to some random spot here. The nice thing about a 60 million fit is also you don't care if you get ganked, right? Yeah, I will save the fit as a corp fitting for sure. Let's see here. Save as I'll have to do that later. How do I save it as a corp fitting? I remember it's something like unintuitive, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll do it later. I'll get it done. Okay, so what we'll do is we need to form a fleet with ourselves. Click save and it pops up. Really? Oh, that's crazy unintuitive. Jeez. Okay. That's pretty crazy. Okay. Eve is great sometimes. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're going to pop the blue pill and we're gonna pop the Pyrolancea, and then we'll see what happens. No guarantees, guys, right? No guarantees. Let us pop the filament. Close this. We're gonna close that. Don't care about that. And let's go. And if you want to know how to fly hawks in the abyss, I can Lopud's video on his Nemesis and hawk fit. It's really great for just general abyss stuff, right? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to orbit at 30 right away. I'm going to orbit at 30 the gate, right? Okay, so we have 2 cruisers right here. We're going to prop mod on, right? These are still out of range. But we're orbiting. Oh shit! Okay, hold on. This is a different. I didn't want to approach. This is typically my slave. It's not my. It's not the main ship on these. So I'm going to do a big radius around here so that these guys don't catch me. Right. I'm going to do a big radius around this. The gate. 30 is usually safe, so you don't fly out of bounds. These guys are fairly slow, right? So they're hopefully not going to catch me, because if they catch me, it's going to be ugly. And I should hit the spark first. As I said earlier, the sparks need to die first, right? So actually, I'm going to do that just to be sure. The sparks need to die because they are dangerous. We have no defense against electric damage, right? So I'm starting with the 30. Radius, but then I'm actually going to take this down to about 25 to make sure that they don't fly out of bounds. And so now they're not hitting us, right? They're not hitting us. We're just flying around and we're hitting them, which is nice. The range on these it's 39, so that's good. And we're just taking laps, so we don't even care about this blue cloud right here. That's typically what would be a problem. I don't think we care. I hope I don't eat my words. Because these guys are dangerous. This is a blue cloud that increases your signature radius. So even when you typically don't get hit, you might get hit. So this is something that you typically avoid, but I think I'm safe here. I hope. But you can see these guys aren't catching me. The reason I'm flying AB, by the way, instead of MWD. So most people fly micro warp drives on Hawks because because that's what the Hawk is good at. The signature radius increase penalty doesn't happen with the Hawks as much as with other ships, but I don't like the Hawk, so I'm gonna have to get closer here. I'm gonna orbit this at 15 now so that I can get in range for this guy. I don't like the MWD on the Hawks because I fly out of bounds frequently. I'm prone to just if you hit a speed cloud, it just launches you outside, and so that's just a pain in the ass. So I prefer the Afterburner fit. I need to do something here. I need to turn the music down. I'm gonna turn the music down while I'm doing. That's how easy this is. Okay, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to loot, right? Most of the loot is in this biocombinative cache right there. So that's actually what we're going to be orbiting right here. And so if you're doing this for speed on frigates, then you really just need to loot the biocombinative cache. Looting the other stuff is basically just a waste of time. Okay, we're gonna remember this is a 50 million ship, right? This is a 50 million ship. It's very cheap, and this is a tier 2 abyssal stuff. So how do you change that? You can just change it by clicking and dragging, actually. If you drag to the top left. So this is shit. This was just 2.6 million. That was no luck from the loot fairy. You can actually sometimes get nice BPCs from this. So I reload, and next room. You can see that just took us like 4 minutes or 5 minutes. That was quick. I'm actually going to put the default range. I need to change the default range on my orbiting here. So because what I want to do is I want to orbit this at 30. Okay, and this is important now. We have to be quick. We have to be quick because these are going to eat us, right? The spark needles need to die. The spark needles need to die quickly. Okay? Because this room is dangerous in the Hawk. Because these are quick and these will hit us. As opposed to the other ones. We're going to have to be very, very quick. we're gonna have to kill the Sparkies, and we're gonna have to also kill the renewing Rodiva soon-ish. And we're also going to kill anyone that webs us. So that's just quickly. There's no webbers out here, so that this is okay. But so we're pretty okay here. I'm going to, before I take out the Rodiva, I'm going to take out these little guys because this turns out not to be a huge problem. But yeah, you can to change the default range, you can set it right here, right? I had this set for 500 because if you triple box these, what you do is you do exactly what I'm doing on this on this run. So you orbit at 30 and then you spiral in. But with the other two ships, what you do is you orbit your first ship at 500. That way you never have to watch for them flying out of bounds. So that's and as I said, I can't say this enough. If you watch Lowpod's videos, he puts it very well. He explains that very well. So I'm actually going to fly in a little bit closer here. So you can see here again, this room, not a big issue, but you had to be quick in the beginning, right? You had to be quick in the beginning because these Tesseras can really tear you up if you're not quick. And that's why DPS is so important. That's why I put Pyro in here. That's why I have, I have this ship with 230 DPS. It really helps. It really helps to have DPS because you need to be quick. It's not really you win the DPS race on tier 2s. It's fine. The problem is really just being quick in the beginning. Okay. So we're going to actually go into the cache now while we take out the Rodiva. The raffle is over. Yeah. Give me a second. This is easy, but it's I'm still a shitty multitasker. I'm the worst multitasking streamer in history. But actually here, we'll do this. Picking a winner, Radio SFAT. Radio SFAT. Congratulations, you have won. I'm going to actually orbit this at 5. Cedar, since my stream deck is not working, can you please link the Discord and to Radzio, the winner, can you please send me a Discord message so that with your in-game name so that I can buy a share on your behalf. You can see this Rodiva is not touching us. Our capacitor is full. Easy peasy. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to loot and reload. Having a reload hot button is a shortcut is really important, I feel. I have this hot button, and this hot button. Sometimes I click out of habit, but I have them on the mouse so that 2.5. This is just getting shittier and shittier. I wanted to show you guys a profitable run. Okay, how's our time? Our time is fantastic. We have 11 minutes for the last room. Let's hope we don't die. Okay. Orbit. Scylla is null charge, so this Turnos, we're gonna kill him. One because he's damaged, the 2 because he's nuding. So again, I'm orbiting at 30 the gate. I'm taking out the Scylla. The Scylla goes down quickly. That my DPS is good enough. Yeah, sorry if I can't keep up with chat. Oh, we are getting hit now, so I'm actually gonna have to turn on the booster. I'm gonna take out the guy that's closest to me here. Yeah, we're fine. We're okay. Yeah, as Sira is saying, there are some pockets here that are extremely difficult, and so sometimes you have to get lucky in here. But if you run enough, I feel like over time this is still very profitable. The tier 2 Hawk fit, this one, and you can see that this is only taking me I mean, this was an easy run, right? But it only took me about 10 minutes to run it, so this was very quick. And I don't know what's in the last loot box here, but this was still quite lucrative. I can actually turn off the booster now. I don't have to. We're cap stable. We're cap stable, so you can actually run this booster. It's no problem. But we're getting neutered by the Sentinel. Okay, he's dying soon enough. Running the booster a little bit more. How is it compared to Incursion ISK-wise? Oh, I mean, so tier 2 solo is not fantastic ISK, right? Because you're gonna max out at like 50 to 100 mil an hour. It's just fun, right? And it's good. Yes, you do have to overheat your booster in some rooms for sure. Yes. So ISK per hour, where these shine, where the Hawks shine is if you start dual boxing them or triple boxing them. That's when they shine. You know, that they are easy to do, and that's where they make really great ISK per hour. But if you one important thing to not to kind of consider is what I said in the beginning. This is a very cheap fit, so you're not risking a lot. So you can't only look at ISK per hour without looking at what you're risking, because it's going to happen. If you run this in a 2 billion ship, you're going to lose it eventually. It's just a matter of time. And if you're looking for a ship that is cheap and it's still profitable, then this is one good option that you can do. Plus, I like running Frigate Abyss because the loot is overvalued for what it is. If you know how to run them, and this is one of the easier fits, and that's why I wanted to show them on stream. Okay, we're gonna check out what's in there. I mean, because you can get 20-30 million if you're lucky, right? The average is 15, so this is just an unlucky run, right? 15 is the average for a tier 2 frigate run. Not counting BPCs, not counting BPCs. So it's with BPCs it's even more. So this is 6.7 million. So overall we made 10 million out of this run. This was 10 million in a 13-minute run, but this was super easy, right? This was a easy forgiving pockets, right? How fast is the fit? Yeah, give me a second. I'm just gonna dock because I have to wait anyway. Oh, I don't have to wait anymore, right? All right, stop ship. 377, but the darks double it, right? Or they increase this. Is the Discord trade alert chat room deprecated? Yes, I'm not using it anymore. The trade alerts were replaced by very regular streaming and the Oz report and a Patreon channel where I'm going to start putting show notes in. Are there penalties for doing them with more ships, or is it exactly the same difficult and time limit? There's no penalty for doing it. If you're doing it with 1 frigate or 3 frigates, there's no penalty at all. But you need 3 Omega accounts, obviously, to triple box. So that's the hurdle there. Okay, I'm going to run another one. I've run out of drink, so I'm gonna grab a drink real quick, and I will be back in 2 seconds. I'm going to run another one of those. Okay, we just did one. I'm not even gonna worry about dropping off this loot because it's not worth anything. So I'm just gonna do the same thing again, and we'll see. We'll see if we survive again. All right. As I said, there are some rooms that are very tough. We just had 3 super easy rooms, and you just gotta know that. Play the numbers. All right. Looks exactly like the room we just had, except that there's this is a that one's dangerous, and the upholder is dangerous as well. I'm gonna take that guy out first, the Turnus. Seems to me that you're not native English speaker. Where are you from? No, I'm not. I'm German. I'm German. Right, we're gonna have to run the booster here. And this is by the Sentinel. So I'm gonna just do the Sentinel next. Hopefully we can kite these out. No fire, but this is the strangest HUD setup I've ever seen. What do you mean? Can you explain? Oh, see, now we're actually getting close to the edge. At 30, you're fine. At 30, you're gonna be fine. You can see here, 30 is the you know, it's totally okay, but you can get close. It's late in Germany. That's right. Yeah, it is. I started streaming late today. Yeah, typically this is only spreadsheets and space. This is just the extension of my regular stream. I just we just had a vote, and then we just decided to run these. Oh, no, Crunchy. This was just a last-minute setup because this is my triple box character. Greetings back to the Netherlands. This is my triple box character, so this is typically what I have on the side on a little screen, and not my main setup. So this is typically the guy that just orbits my main. That's why the setup is so weird. And now I know what you mean. Like this stuff right here. This typically it's I have it on the side, but it's a little bit hard to explain. I will have to if I was gonna triple box if I was gonna triple box on stream, then I could explain it. But what I'm doing is when I triple box, I have them side by side, and I have the overviews next to each other. So that's why it looks like this. But yeah, this is the only difference is typically I have this on the side, and but I like to have the targets in the middle, because I don't know why people have the targets up there. Like it's so out of the way. Like I want to have the targets in the middle. I do always have the targets in there. All right, we're gonna start orbiting the cache. I'm gonna turn my booster off. But yeah, this is atypical for my stream. Typically, we do market trading here. This is just after hours, some after hours abyss, because it's fun. Yeah, I don't watch, like, the thing is I play on 2.2. That sucks. I play on 2 ultra wide screens also, and so if I have stuff, I can't have stuff on the sides because it's too far away. On ultra wide, if it's on the side, you really get there, right? The only reason I have this looks like 16 by 9 now because that I only have it like that for streaming because I don't want to stream in ultra wide for people that don't have ultra wide screens. All right. Oh, Charybdis. Okay. So Charybdis, he hits like a mother, but it's okay because we're fast enough to evade him. So we're going to take out the Scyllus. We're going to take out the Scyllus. They're both entanglement Scyllus, so that's a problem. So they need to go down quickly. I am many things, Crunchy. The one thing that I'm definitely not is elite PvP. This is gonna hurt because they caught me now. They caught me now, so we're gonna have to kill them quickly. We're gonna have to kill them quickly. So one's down. One is down, and then the second guy has to die rather quickly, hopefully. Yeah, so but you can see how much of a tough time they're having hitting me. These are scary rooms, right? These are in all typical fits. These are very scary rooms. In the Hawk fit, they're okay, except don't ever fly straight at Charybdis Tyrannus because he's gonna take you out. Gonna one-shot you. So we're just gonna kind of actually, I'm not gonna go that quickly in there. I'm going to fly an orbit around him. You can orbit him very closely, but the Hawk in the Hawk in Darks is quick enough so that he can orbit far, and he's still not going to get hit. So I'm just going to orbit him, and we shouldn't be getting hit. At least in my experience, we shouldn't be. We're just sitting here, taking laps and killing him. And we're good on time. This is room 2. We have 13 minutes left. This should take us a couple of minutes here to tidy up. And then we're just going to loot and get out of here. And remember, this is a 50 million frigate in a tier 2, right? So this is doing well. I saw that, for example, Torvald had the... what did he have out there? Tier 2 solo retribution, I think. Which is, you know, also nice. I think it was a tad more expensive, but basically same concept. Doing taking one frigate into a tier 2 and running it solo. And as I said, this is a lot of fun a lot of times because you have risk, right? I hate those 5 billion ships that supposedly never die because while playing you don't have a risk, and if you make a grave mistake it's punished right away. So like nobody is, for example, if you're in a 5 billion ship, you're never safe against a blackout, right? And here I actually feel a sense of accomplishment when I go through, and when I'm in a 5 billion Gila, that there's no sense of accomplishment. It's just like, oh, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, right? So I like dying every once in a while. It's healthy, if you ask me. Okay, Charybdis is dying. We're gonna take out the loot box, and we're gonna loot it. And as I said, I've been running these for 2 weeks. I've probably run like 30 of these and I haven't died. I'm just saying. And I'm not very good. So, I've come very close, but I haven't died. 3.8 million. I mean, we're not. These are not amazing loot. We don't have amazing loot luck here. But the first run was only 13 minutes, and this one is shaping up to be like a 15-minute run or something. Let's see what happens here. We gotta reload. This is tier 2, yeah. Okay, so Lucids. It's okay, we're gonna take out the Fire Watcher because he I think so. The Fire Watcher is... I always forget, I always get those mixed up. I think the Fire Watcher is the neuter, but I'm not sure. Yeah, the Fire Watcher is the neuter, okay. Could you do tier 3, do you think? They get a lot harder, yeah. I don't think we I mean you could probably survive, but the DPS is not big enough. The DPS is probably going to be your barrier, because if you then hit two of the drone battleships, I think are the ones that the ones that have a lot of HP, then it's going to be difficult. But you know, I'm sure somebody has survived this. What you can do is there's a similar Jackdaw fit that you can do tier 3s in, but that's Destroyer, so it's not as lucrative. And yeah, I mean, it always depends on what ship, right? You have to. I don't get tired of saying this, but this is only a 50 mil ship. This 60 is not accurate because it's including the loot that I have, right? But if you I showed this link earlier. It's a 50 to, even with implants and boosters, it's 60 million, right? And it has an easy time in most of these rooms. I mean, right now I'm not even doing anything, right? I'm just circling something and shooting them one over one. We had 6 rooms, and all of these were no problem whatsoever. So you just do the math. What I also like about dual and triple boxing these is that very often I lose one hawk but still make it out, which is fun. So if I'm triple boxing and I make a mistake, then I lose one hawk, but 2 hawks can still sometimes get through a tier 4, for example. You didn't. I mean, we had 4 raffles today. Advocado. We had 4 raffles today, and they have sadly all ended. This is just the end of the stream where I'm doing stuff that I'm not good at. For shits and giggles. I'm just kidding on the hawks. I do have a little bit of experience on these, and I might even put this on out on YouTube, because I feel like if I can run these, then anyone can. Yeah, getting good at the pistols is very lucrative. Okay. So they both dropped about 10 million. That's not great. But again, this was 14 minutes. 14 minutes. That was good. Okay. How long are the raffles open? 20 minutes. 20 minutes are typically the raffles. And we typically have at least 2 every stream. But then sometimes we have 3 or 4 when we have a lot of subs and that sort of stuff. Yeah, and you don't get ganked in this. Not even I get ganked in this. Unless somebody is watching the stream.